Today.
Representative Santoni, Representative now. Bill, you're on PCN.
Yes, Representatives, everything that has been addressed so far and what you gentlemen are talking about tonight has nothing to do with the fact that our casinos are operating with no safeguards and provisions that will protect Pennsylvanians from becoming gambling degenerates. For the third time now, Representative Clymer has put forth legislation, House Bill 553, that will make our casino operators, who are already tracking their patrons' money and time spent gambling with comp cards, to send monthly statements. These statements will enable gamblers and their family members to spot a loved one's gambling problem before it gets out of hand. So my question for both of you gentlemen is, what is your opinion of this legislation, and can you tell us how many times you have been in a casino to witness what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I support Representative Clymer's legislation, and I think it would be a good idea to provide those monthly statements to gamblers to just allow, as a check, as a reality check, as to how much they're really putting in. And to answer the gentleman's question, I've been in one facility in Pennsylvania, soon after I became chairman of the Republican chairman of the committee, and toured the facility on my own, not as a special guest or anything. So I've been there and had a chance to take in a number of different factors and see what it was all about and what they're doing there.
The committee is going to go on extensive touring of the sites, and we're going to look at try to get to every single one of them if time allows. But there is, on the gambling addiction issue, there is a fund created by the law, the slot law, when we passed it originally, that puts a percentage of the funds into a fund, percentage of those slot revenues into a fund to help people with gambling addictions. So there's a fund through the Pennsylvania Gaming Control Board, and there's also funding available through the Department of State to help people with those issues. So there's money available, significant amounts of money that's available. We need to do a better job of outreach, and the department, we've had hearings on that, and that's going to occur, but there's significant dollars to help those kind of people.
Apart the social fabric of the communities down there. And there was one very high-profile incident that I think is instructive of the addictive quality of this type of gaming. And that is, a mother went into one of these places, played video poker for hours, and left her 10-month-old baby in the car. And the baby was dead when the mother returned. So that is the kind, that is what we're dealing with here with this video poker. There's a reason they call it the crack cocaine of addiction, because those type of stories abounded in South Carolina, and that is why they got rid of them. So it just distresses me to see that we're about to take, for the sake of some expediency, that way. We all want to give relief for tuition. There are other ways to do it, and I'm hopeful in the near future we will have another way to do that, ready to unveil.
Certainly, as I said earlier, gaming is not the be-all to end-all. It should not be the economic engine that drives us in Pennsylvania, but it is one of the industries that we have. And Representative Schroder talks about a very tragic incident. But what most people will do when they go into a bar, they'll sit down and they'll sit there with $20 or $30 or $10, and they'll have a beer or two, and they'll play the machine. And the money that's utilized for that, maybe they'll win a couple bucks, maybe they won't, but the money that's going into there, which is illegal now, will be used to help that club maybe keep afloat, maybe make a couple extra bucks that month, and it will help put a kid through college. That's what the majority of the people that are going to play that. There are going to be. We can all point to instances that are tragic, just as the chairman said. But the most incidences that we're talking about with video poker is the guy that goes in there with a couple bucks, wants to play a few dollars, have a couple beers, and then go home.
I'm Dan from Philadelphia. You're on the air.
Hi, first-time caller. You were talking earlier about the tax break that the citizens of Philadelphia receive if they get casinos brought into the city. What I'm trying to understand is I don't understand why we're not getting it now, when I bet you, a lot of Philadelphians are already going to the casinos in Philly Park and at Harrah's and Chester, and the way they can track that is just by the comp cards that they give out, the comp cards where they track your betting. And also, what brought to mind, it was an earlier caller, he talked about the monthly statements. There was a bill that was brought into the Senate that hasn't been met I was wondering, like, I didn't really get an answer by both of you, like how you felt about monthly statements being sent out, to track their winnings and losses before the person becomes addicted to gambling. And the instance that you brought up just a couple minutes ago about how the mother left her 10-month-old child in the car. Well, how do you feel about monthly statements being mailed out tracking their winnings and losses so tragic events like mothers leaving their 10-month-old babies in cars don't happen again? Do you agree that monthly statements maybe should be brought out to help the possible problem addicted gambler?
I have no problem with the monthly statements. Talked about a number of different issues. That was one of them. Philadelphia, what they do get the wage tax benefit from the revenue counts that come out of slots. They did get the first. They got money for the convention center, a huge dollar amount that went to the city of Philadelphia. So they have benefited greatly from the casinos and the gambling bill.
We're going to take one last call of the evening. Ray from Meadville, make it brief, please.
Hi, I'm the grandson of a former governor of Pennsylvania, and he was against the lottery and small games of chance because he felt it preyed on the poor, hoping for a pipe dream windfall. And I'm wondering how you feel, how this affects the poor, and creating a bureaucracy to redistribute money that might be taken from them.
Well, if I can just go back, I didn't get a chance to answer the last caller, and I just want to clarify that I favor those monthly statements. I believe I did indicate that to the first caller on that, but just wanted to clarify that. And as far as taxing the poor, it does have a severe impact on the lower income earners, and it really is a regressive form of taxation. I don't think there's much room for argument that it is a regressive form of taxation, and that quite often the players, whether it's slots, video poker, or a whole lot of others, are those that probably don't have a lot of spare money to lose anyway.